Good day, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Just Fish Outdoors. I'm your host, Dale York, and I designed Just Fish Outdoors to focus on freshwater lakes and streams and to provide information, tips, and techniques, along with how-to segments for catching everything from crappie to catfish. We will also provide tips on equipment, tackle, boating, and much, much more. All of this is aimed at helping you catch more fish and have fun doing it. So join us each week as we talk about my favorite subject, fishing. And that'll bring us to our special segment today. We're going to do a show today on trying to help some folks out with Christmas gifts for their fisher person in the family. And, we did one of these shows last year, and I got some thank yous and some emails about it. And we thought we'd try to put another show together this year for coming up with some Christmas gifts. And, Brian, what's the first two or three things that come to mind when you're starting to think about a Christmas gift for a fisher person in the family?
Well, the first thing you got to consider is the age. You consider how old the individual is and what it is that they really like to fish for. Are they crappie fishermen? Are they catfish fishermen? Are they bass fishermen? Are they what we used to call meat fishermen? Just whatever happens to come along. And I let that pretty much guide me on how I'm going to select a gift.
Yeah.
I'll use that as a basis for selecting like a rod and reel combo or buying a terminal tackle or bait or whatever.
Yeah. Knowing a little bit about what that individual is interested in can be a huge help. But there are some kind of catch-all gifts that if the person's out of state or you don't know that much information about what they fish for or a situation like that, there's some things you can do. Like for instance, if they crappie fish. We have a lot of lakes in Oklahoma that require a 10-inch length limit now, and there's some boards and some different measuring devices that are out on the market that make it very, very easy for the angler to determine whether the fish they catch is 10 inches or longer. One of those is a fairly inexpensive gift, but at the same time, it could save the angler potentially a lot of money.
Save a lot of heartache one afternoon, I tell you what, that's for sure. And the one we use is made by Fraybell, called a crappie checker. And there's several of these measuring devices on the market, and they're very easy to use. You take the fish, you put him nose down in it. It's got a little cradle that'll hold him, and you got your lines on there, your half-inch and inch lines, and you make him lay him straight and push that tail together, and then you know exactly how long that fish is.
Yeah, and they're pretty small and compact. They're easy to store in most larger tackle box, and especially in boats. That's where I keep mine. I keep mine in my Ranger all the time because you never know when I may have a craving flung up on me that I want to go crappie fishing and have crappie for dinner. So I keep mine in the boat at all times. Kind of like have rod will travel there.
Definitely. Another nice thing about these things is they're easy to keep clean. They're made out of real tough plastic. All you got to do is dip them down the lake and wash them off and throw them back in the boat. Right.
Another good thing to look at if you're really not sure what that person's into is a multi-tool. The multi-tool has a pair of pliers. It's got a knife on it. It's got tweezers on it. It's got a lot of different things on it, and it's an excellent bait. Every fisherman needs at one time or another, some kind of tool to remove hooks from a fish, or to bend hooks back, or to snip line, or there's just a multitude of uses for these tools. And once again, they're fairly inexpensive. I mean, you can buy a pretty good tool for under that $40 mark, and in some cases even get a scabbard for it, or a holder or holster for it, where they can put it on their belt or whatever, and it's a very useful tool. What else comes to your mind, Brian?
Fillet knives, gloves, fish cleaning aids. There's that.
Knife sharpeners.
Sharpeners.
Yeah,
anything that has everything to do with the outdoors, you're going to almost always require the use or the need of a sharp knife. I mean, at one time or another, that's going to be a requirement. And getting a good fillet knife with a 7 to 9 inch blade on it, sharpener, glove to help hold the fish and whatever with, that can make a successful day on the water go just that much better.
Yeah, you're going to be tired when you get home, and what my brother and I use is we use an electric fillet knife. And let me tell you, when you've got 20, 25 fish to clean when you get home, you can zoom through them with an electric fillet knife.
Especially your tougher boned fish like your hybrids and your sand bass.
Right.
Electric knife comes in mighty handy when you're cleaning them.
Yeah, and the bigger the fish, the more handy it is.
Yes, definitely.
As like Brian alluded to, when those bones get bigger or they get tougher, they can really dull a regular fillet knife pretty quickly, and you'll spend more time sharpening it than you will cutting.
Yes, that's for sure.
But with one of these electric fillet knives, I mean, you can go through a lot of fish in a short amount of time. My brother and I sometimes will do fish fries for families or other organizations, and we'll go down and maybe catch 50, 75 sand bass somewhere, and if you just had a regular knife, you could be there a while trying to clean this many fish. But with an electric fillet knife, son, you can go through these things in a heartbeat.
You can when I'm in good practice, I can go through 50 fish in an hour.
There you go. And that it can be a little tricky to learn how to use one, but it's like anything else. It's not rocket science, and once you do it enough times, it will become pretty easy to do. What else comes to mind, Brian?
Oh, tackle packs, tackle boxes. I tell you something that's a lot of fishermen are finding a use for nowadays, even with the handheld units, and that's the GPS unit.
Yeah.
The guys are walking the banks, especially in the springtime or whatever. They find them 2 or 3 stumps that might have a crappie or 2 or a bass or 2 around it. You can take that GPS and push that button and mark that spot, and if a lake comes up and down, or you get kind of turned around on your directions or whatever, you can follow that thing, and it'll take you right back to where that little honey hole's at.
Yeah, and that brings up another good point. If that person's got a boat, or they're wanting to update their electronics or add some electronics to it, man, there are so many great units out there made by Lowrance nowadays that they pretty much cover all the price points. You can go down to the 3X and get a small color a multi-frequency unit, display unit for $99, for under $100, or you can go all the way up to like the units that I have on my boat. The big Touch HDS 12s and the Touch HDS 9s with the side scan, down scan, and roast your hot dogs and
give you a current weather report.
Give you a current weather report, tell you which way the wind's blowing. And these units are excellent, and I highly recommend them. And if someone's needing some information on a purchasing decision or a gift decision, feel free to drop me a line on my Facebook page, Just Fish Outdoors. Feel free to give me a call on my cell phone, 918-688-7320. You can also drop me an email, justfishoutdoors@justfish.com. That's with the JST, folks. And I'll be more than happy to help you with a purchasing decision and help in any way I can on the higher end electronics, if that's something you're looking for. There's so many things out there that a person can purchase for anywhere from beginning to an advanced fisherman, and we're lucky to have some really, really, really high grade stores and retailers in the area like Bass Pro and some of the others that just just have a wealth. One of the things that comes to mind to me is top quality rain gear.
That's something else that people can think about is some of the high-tech clothing that's designed for the fishermen,
right?
Especially for either really cold weather or really warm weather. And like Dale mentioned, the really top-quality rain gear. And, folks, I want to emphasize, especially on the rain gear part, you get what you pay for.
That's true.
I mean, if you go to Walmart and you drop $20 for a rain suit, you're going to get $20 worth of use out of it. But if you'll go to one of these quality stores like we were talking about, Bass Pro Academy, places like that, invest $75, $100 in a good rain suit, good quality rain suit. This thing will give you many years of good service.
Yeah, it's something that can pay for itself. I mean, some of the best fishing days you will ever have is when the weather is the worst.
Absolutely.
I mean, especially in the warmer summertime or the warmer parts of the year, if you can get out on one of those cloudy, misty, rainy days, not while it's lightning, but just a cloudy, misty, rainy day, low pressure type day.
Similar to today.
Only a little bit warmer.
Yeah, a whole lot warmer.
There's days like that when you can really thump them hard. And, in order to be out there and stay out there and be comfortable, all you have to do is dress for it. And that's what Brian was talking about, the high quality rain gear, weather gear, adverse weather gear, whatever you want to call it, it is an excellent choice for the avid fisherman or even the beginner fisherman. You can't catch them if you can't get out there and fish for them, or you're not going to get out there and fish for them, and that kind of gear just helps in that.
Oh, definitely. Another thing I want to point out is cold weather gear. Pardon me. Here it is rolling into the cold water season, and a lot of stuff that you see in these catalogs and things, you're going to find bibs and coats or parkas that are designed for the hunter crowd, for the deer hunters, for the elk hunters. Folks, let me tell you what, those things work real good on the water too. They will keep you warm when you're out there and it's 30, 35 degrees and you're trying to catch a mess of crappie for supper the next night. They will allow you to stay out there and stay after them.
Yeah, nothing's worse than being uncomfortable on the water. Number one, you're not going to concentrate on what you're doing, and number two, you're not going to stay out there very long.
No.
So, being comfortable while you're on the water, while you're fishing, we have a lot of great clothing on the market nowadays that allows you to do that. Everything from the socks to the boots to the hats to the gloves, and all of that. If the person that you're thinking about buying a gift for, if they're on the water, 12 months out of the year, all of that is excellent gifts for the fishermen. It's not just the tackle, the rods and the reels and the line. There's a lot of associated gifts.
Yes.
that go along with that to keep that person out there on the water.
As long as you're warm and comfortable when you're out there on the water, number one, you're going to concentrate more. You're going to be more apt to actually catch fish because you're not going to be sitting there shaking with a built-in strike indicator going.
Exactly.
And, I tell you something else, folks. If you're warm, dry, and comfortable, you will make better decisions.
Right.
About weather and or safety when you're out there on the water than you are if you get cold.
And where to catch fish.
Definitely.
I mean, if you're warm and comfortable, you're going to catch more fish. That's just all there is to it. Don't just necessarily look at rod and reels. Think about the clothing aspect as well. We talked about the electronics part of it, fishing electronics on it. We talked about knives. We've talked about the multi-tool. There's just so many facets out there that a fisherman uses that in some cases have nothing to do with fishing, but it's a requirement to be on the water and to be comfortable and to be safe. And which brings brings up another thing. There's some great inflatable life vests that are on the market. I know my brother uses one constantly, this time of year, you can't be too careful with the water temperatures as low as they are. If an accident did happen and you fell in the water, hypothermia is going to happen very, very quickly. So having that ability to have an inflatable life vest on, they're very comfortable to wear. They're very small, and it's an excellent upgrade maybe from your current life vest for the gifting season.
Oh, definitely. Like you said, folks, I wear one constantly when I'm on board. I fish with it on, ride with it on, everything else. Very comfortable, very compact. The unit I have is either a self-inflate or an auto-inflate. And what it means by auto-inflate is if I was to fall overboard and land in the lake or land in the river or whatever, after 5 seconds, this thing will automatically inflate and get my head above water whether I'm conscious or not. So, that is a big thing. Even, if you're a person you're thinking about, a lot of people waterfowl hunting and stuff this time of year, around the water and everything, something like that is a very, very good idea for them. You can buy them camouflage and all kinds of colors.
Yeah, a lot of duck hunters hunt small bodies of water, with waders on. And, if they got into a situation where they stepped into a beaver hole or some kind of hole out there where they're wading around and went up over their head and got their waders full of water, that'd be tough to swim with waders full of water.
It is tough when something like that happens, and it happens in a heartbeat.
And, having an inflatable or self-inflatable vest on, could really, really, have an impact on saving their life.
It'd make a difference.
Yeah, it definitely would. So, that particular Christmas gift is not just, for the fishermen. I mean, there's a lot of people that could use that. We'll talk about the traditional stuff. Rods. When you're looking at a fishing rod, Brian alluded to this earlier. This is where you start kind of needing to know a little more information about the gift that you're purchasing for that person, whether they're an accomplished fisherman or whether they're a beginning fisherman, whether they're a spinning fisherman, whether they're a casting fisherman, a bait. There's a little bit more information that's really needed before you can really kind of hone in on which rod that you're looking for. But once again, there's a ton of price points out there. I mean, you can buy decent rods anywhere from $30, $40, $50 on up to $300 or $400. So
kind of like buying a car. How much you want to spend?
Yeah, exactly. Whether you want to buy a new one or the Cadillac or Chevrolet.
You want the minivan or you want the sports model?
Exactly. Same thing with a reel. If you're looking at a reel for that person, once again, you need to know a little more information here when you start getting into the reels. But once again, if you know that person's just wanting to learn how to fish and just getting into it, there's some excellent packaged units out there that have the rod, they have the reel, and many of them even come with a little tackle box that's got some terminal tackle. And you can buy these. They're quite Christmas friendly, as I.
Yes, definitely.
You can buy these for many of them under $40. So that's definitely something to look for. They even have the pink ones for the girls. Yeah, blue ones for the boys.
This stuff is widely available. These packaged combos like he's talking about. Everybody has them.
Yeah, everybody does, and of course, if you're just totally stumped and really don't know which way to turn, there's always the great gift of the gift certificate. You can go into Bass Pro or Academy or someplace like that, and you can fork out some cash and get them a gift certificate, and that kind of takes some of the worry and some of the pressure out of it. Then they can just go in there and get whatever they want to.
Yeah. That takes the blame factor out, as I like to call it. That pretty much alleviates alleviates that problem.
And if you really want, if you want to hit the home run, in my humble opinion, the thing to do is buy them a fishing guide trip.
Yeah,
and
you parents out there, you want to have some fun with your kids? Take them on one of them guided hybrid trips.
I guarantee
and take your video camera with you.
I guarantee you'll be talking about it for years to come.
You will laugh until you hurt.
I guarantee you. Well, that'll just about sum up the Christmas gifts. Once again, if you need some additional information, you need to get a hold of me. Once again, Facebook page, Just Fish Outdoors. Email, justfishoutdoors@justfish.com. And I'll be more than happy to help with any questions you may have. And, once again, and remember, if you can't find them, you can't catch them. And that's where that great Lowrance equipment really, really, really comes in handy. Brian, thanks for being on the show today. I really appreciate it. That's some good information. I hope we've helped some folks make some excellent Christmas buying gift selections. And once again, if there's anything we can do to help, just give us a call. Let us know. Thanks for being on the show today. I know we're all looking forward to the Christmas and spending time with friends and family, and of course, definitely seeing what's going to be under the Christmas tree this year.
Oh,
That's
always the best part right there.
Folks, send us an email. Tell us how you like the show or how we can improve on it. If you have a suggestion for a topic, let us know. We'll try to put a show together for you. And folks, don't forget, Just Fish Outdoors is available to listen anytime and at justfish.com. If you would like to know more about Just Fish Outdoors or anything we can do to help, just drop us a line, justfishoutdoors@justfish.com. Or you can find us on Facebook, Just Fish Outdoors. And folks, that'll wrap up another show for Just Fish Outdoors. We hope you enjoyed listening, and if you have a topic or subject that you'd like us to cover, be sure and drop us a line, justfishoutdoors@justfish.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Just Fish Outdoors. We hope you enjoyed this session. Come back and listen, and we'll catch you next week. This is Dale York for Just Fish Outdoors saying, we'll catch you later.